Mr. McNair, what Europe can do to improve the situation of elephants as our endangered species because many citizens in Europe are concerned about the exploitation of this wonderful animal in Asia for touristic purposes.
Well, the answer is that Europe is a powerful bloc. It has subscribed to the Lisbon Treaty. It is an important opportunity now for it to export its own values to other parts of the world, to ensure the betterment of endangered species, both in India and the other range states around Southeast Asia. It has a real opportunity now to engage with the centres of power in these countries in a way that formerly has not perhaps been done in a concerted manner.
What do you think? Are all these animals exploited for the sake of the tourists? So if our tourists don't engage, they don't buy the tickets or the accesses to these festivities, do you think it will change the situation?
I certainly do. Tourism is not the only feature, but it is one of them in the desecration of many species, including Asian elephants. Tourism is worth a huge amount of money, $1 trillion in the last year. And certainly the withdrawal of that, or the threatening of that level of tourism, particularly involving wildlife animal attractions, can have an enormously beneficial effect, particularly if concerted through considerations of new legislation in the EU on advertising and the like, and pressuring the range states to improve their position.
What can be the detailed steps of the European Union to influence the touristic industry or not to work with this kind of cruel entertainments?
There are, of course, several ways. There are political, diplomatic and commercial initiatives that the European Union can take. It can engage more fulsomely with the key personnel, the Indian ambassador to the EU and to the government of India and the other range states, Sri Lanka and so on. And it can start to think about legislation, as I've said, to regulate the tourist industry in its member states. For example, to limit or regulate advertising of elephant-related activities in the Southeastern Asian region states, member states.
What can be done for the elephants which are in captivity and they suffer enormously from this ill treatment? So has Europe also tools to interfere to help these animals?
Well, this is a manifestation of the sort of pressure that should be the pressure should be directed to. The practice of Pajan, for example, the ruthless beating and torture of young elephants as they're brought from the wild state into captivity is surely obnoxious to the whole of the civilized world. And this should be seen in a way as the totem, as the spearhead of the activity that should now be pressurized from the EU and elsewhere upon the Asian states to stop this. It is appalling, and it is not a way to treat a species that now is near to the brink of extinction.